Man, oh man. So surprising. If you were watching the pay-per-view last night, you know that how that Pacquiao Marquez fight ended. And it was a shock. I was like, wow, like Marquez, he fought Pacquiao well all three fights. Fights 1, 2, and 3, even though I think they say he got knocked down 3 times in that first fight. Um it was just surprising to see it end the way it ended. Basically, um, the fight was really good. It was really going at it, and then Marquez caught him with that mean blow, like the second round, and actually knocked Pacquiao down. And like I think everybody thought like, whoa, he's about to finish Pacquiao off. Like, wow, we knocked him down. Pacquiao got right back up, but after he got back up, he wasn't like really swinging. So it's like it really took the momentum from Pacquiao, and Marquez was now dominating the fight. And even when Pacquiao got back up, he wasn't really like swinging hardly. So I thought Pacquiao was like really hurt. And I thought the next round I was nervous for Pacquiao. I ain't had no favoritism. It really didn't matter to me who won, but I was nervous because I was like, I wanted to see a good fight, and I thought Pacquiao might have been done for. And Pacquiao got right back up and finished the round. He ain't hardly swing that much. I thought he was hurt. But then the next round, he came out swinging, doing his thing, bobbing his head, really starting to get the momentum back and started to dominate the fight again. And even knocked Marquez down. I don't think it was the following round. If Pacquiao got knocked down on round 2, it probably wasn't round 3, but round 4 that Marquez went down. I think it skipped one round, then the next round he went down. I think that's how it went down. I only seen it once, wasn't able to record it, so I wasn't able to watch it a second time to like really, get all the facts right. But I do know that Marquez knocked Pacquiao down and dominated that round based on that knockdown. And then Pacquiao came back, started dominating, throwing less punches, landing at a higher rate, and knocked Marquez down too. Now that knockdown that Pacquiao gave Marquez wasn't the same impact. I mean, it was a knockdown, but it was like he hit Marquez. Marquez was like trying to reach to grab him because it's like caught off guard, bam, hit you. It's like, oh, okay, let me grab him before he sit here and start tearing me up and mess around, knock me down. When he went to go grab him, like he missed, like he was grabbing air, and like that was it. He just went down after that. So, whereas though Marquez hit Pacquiao and like really knocked him straight backwards, but Marquez went, he got hit and his glove touched the canvas. That's it. It's considered a knockdown. That's the rules. That's how it is. So it's still a knockdown. Um, After that, it looked like Pacquiao really got his momentum back and started to dominate the fight. He was throwing less punches and landing at a higher rate. He was hitting them with way more power punches. Marquez was missing a lot of his power punches. He was still landing some, but he was less missing. And the end of the rounds was like crazy because like they was going at it. Usually at the beginning you fighting a tough opponent. You respect your opponent. You kind of like you think technical and try not to get too aggressive early on. But they both tried to put on a show for the fans, and they was just throwing blow for blow. Marquez had just got knocked down, and he was still going blow for blow, standing in the corner. Instead of him tying up Pacquiao, he sat there and took those punches, took the punishment, and was still throwing back power punches. Not just punches, power punches. I was crazy. And so Pacquiao had the momentum. He was landing at a higher rate and all that stuff. And then, I don't know, I want to say it was round 5. Don't quote me on it, but I want to say it was round 5. Um, Pacquiao was dominating that round again. And then with seconds left, out of nowhere, Marquez just catches Pacquiao. Boom! And Pacquiao just goes to the floor. He caught him in the face. And then I think he caught him in the side as Pacquiao was starting to head down. Caught him on the side just to kind of seal it. And when I first seen it, it happened so fast, I thought it was a low blow. I thought Marquez was like grabbing his stomach like, ooh, low blow, and like went to go down on his knees. It happened so fast, I didn't know what happened. Then I seen like Pacquiao wasn't getting up. And then I'm waiting for the announcers to be like, Marquez gave Pacquiao a low blow, and they ain't saying. I'm like, he really caught him? And then I seen a replay, and it was like, wow, he really caught him. He actually caught him in the face. Like, wow. And Pacquiao was down, and that was it. He was down. He didn't get back up. And he was down for like 3 minutes after that. His wife came in the ring, was crying, and like Pacquiao had got shot or something. It was crazy, man. And Marquez won the fight. And I was like, wow. I mean, it was a great fight. Props to Marquez, for doing the unexpected. Like, nobody was expecting. If you would have bet on who would, more people, if you had to go based on who would knock who out, more people would probably say, even the people that thought Marquez probably was going to win the fight, would have probably said, if you got to bet on it being a knockout, Pacquiao would probably be the one to get the knockout. But if it goes 12 rounds, Marquez will probably win the fight, but it comes down to if the judge is going to give it to him. That's how people probably would have predicted it. Nobody probably predicted Marquez knocking out Pacquiao. He had lost all the momentum. Pacquiao had the momentum. And at the rate that they was going, Pacquiao was going to win that fight on the scores card, like, easily. Probably 10 rounds. No, not, probably 8 rounds to 4, something like that. Like, I think he was going to, like, dominate, on the points. And Marquez shot everybody and knocked Pacquiao out. And it was like, wow. And so, of course, when they interviewed Pacquiao, Pacquiao's a good sport. He don't just get upset and go back to the dressing room like Cotto did against Mayweather. He stays and he'll, whether he loses or wins, he's a good sport. You can tell he got a good spirit, and he'll sit there and have his interview. And they asked him, like, do you think that you were being overly aggressive once you knew you knocked him down? Was you trying to finish him right then and there? And Pacquiao was like, yeah, like, he got too aggressive. He paid the price. Marquez is a great fighter. All of their fights have been great, and you can't sleep on them, and that's what happened. So that's a lesson for all boxers, like that Pacquiao fight, to see, like, how Pacquiao ended up getting knocked out after dominating like that. You got to keep your poise and stay patient. And if you think about the way Mayweather boxes, it's like people are like, oh, he's boring, he don't go for the knockout. That's why Mayweather is so technical. He's cerebral. Like, he uses his head. He doesn't get excited and say, I'm going to knock him out now. He waits. If he can get the knockout, cool, but he'll just play defensive because of stuff like that can happen. Now, speaking of Mayweather, this is a bittersweet victory for Mayweather fans, because, if you're a Mayweather fan, you're probably not a Pacquiao fan, and vice versa, because now this takes away all the momentum, in my opinion, takes away all the momentum from a Mayweather-Pacquiao blockbuster, epic fight. Like, that fight needed to go down when they both were on the upside of their careers, like when they both was dominating, which, Mayweather's still undefeated, so you still got to say he's dominating. And Pacquiao has been dominating up to this fight. That last fight that Pacquiao lost, I don't know who the guy was, a black guy, fought Pacquiao and won. A lot of people felt like Pacquiao was robbed. I didn't get to see that fight, but I'm willing to bet on how, based on the amount of people that said, I don't know one person that said Pacquiao, actually one person I know said Pacquiao really lost that fight. Everybody else said Pacquiao was robbed. Facebook was going crazy, like Pacquiao was cheated. Twitter was going crazy. So I think, I ain't see it for myself, but I'm willing to bet he really did get robbed, and he should have won that fight. And so you can't really count that as far as messing up the momentum for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. But for Pacquiao to lose like this to Marquez, someone who Floyd Mayweather dominated, like, to get knocked out in convincing fashion, sleep on ringside, wife in the ring crying and embarrassed like that, it's like, wow. Like, now to see a Pacquiao-Mayweather fight, people were already saying Mayweather was making excuses and playing games and stuff. Now it's really going to be like, all right, if the fight happens and Mayweather wins, whether it's a knockout or it goes to the judges. Either way, people are going to say, well, Mayweather waited till Pacquiao was on the downside of his career. He waited till Pacquiao lost all his momentum. He had to see Marquez beat Pacquiao first. He had to see somebody beat Pacquiao first before he took the fight. He's the bigger fighter. Why wouldn't he beat Pacquiao when he dominated Marquez and Marquez beat Pacquiao? The same people who would have said Mayweather is going to lose before seeing Marquez knock Pacquiao out will now say, like, why wouldn't he when it's expected? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sucks for Mayweather and Mayweather fans. I also think that it will affect the pay, like the amount of tickets, like, you know, as far as like the people that would have bought it on pay-per-view, it'll probably still sell out in a arena. But as far as the people ordering on pay-per-view, people will still order it, but I don't think it'll sell as much. I don't. Because I don't think the momentum is the same. That was going to be, I personally feel like that was going to be the Ali Frazier of the millennium of the 2000s. Like, I really do. And like that's just like if Frazier would have got knocked out right before Ali fought him. Like, Frazier just would have got floored and knocked out in convincing fashion. It wouldn't have been the same hype behind it. You know what I'm saying? And that's before my time, so hopefully I'm right. I don't think Frazier got knocked out before the Ali fight. I'm willing to bet he didn't. Yeah, but it just, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it just messes up like the build up. Like, it was crazy. Like, people was like, that would have been bigger than any Super Bowl or anything. Like, that was the fight of fights. It still would be a big fight, but it's not the same now. It's not the same now. It'll still be a good fight, but it takes away from the hype so much. Like, I can't even say that it would be the biggest fight of Floyd Mayweather's career anymore. Like, that's how big of an impact that Marquez fight had. Which is why I really wish that fight would have been Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Because when I first found out they was fighting, I found out the same day of the fight. I'm like, oh, Pacquiao fighting today? Who he fighting? Marquez, a fourth time? Really? Marquez? What? No, it gotta be an error. This can't be right. Like, it's gotta be an error on the screen. No, he's really fighting Marquez. Wow. You ain't even hear about. I ain't really hear about it like on like ESPN. I ain't hear no big hype. I ain't seen no advertisements for it. That's why I ain't really know. I ain't even know. Now, if that would have been Pacquiao Mayweather, it would have been crazy advertisements. It would have been the talk of the town, the talk in every town. And I'm just disappointed. You know, I'm disappointed because I've been waiting to see a big fight, a really, really big fight. I'm talking about an epic fight, the fight of the millennium. This would have been the fight of the millennium, Anywhere from 2010 to 2020, this would have been the fight of this millennium, that 10-year span. Well, the decade, excuse me. Yeah, that would have been a fight of the decade. But also one of the fights of the millennium, too. Like, definitely. Because we haven't been, you know, since Mike Tyson's been gone, in my opinion, boxing hasn't been the same. I felt like Mayweather is the one person that still gives it that edge, you know, something different, brings something different to the table. His personality, the swagger, just the antics. You never know what he's gonna say, what he might do. And he sells tickets, man. Let's face it. And yeah, so obviously I'm a Mayweather fan, but I respect Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? I'm not biased. I wanted to see that fight. I still want to see it, but bittersweet victory for Mayweather fans. I tell you. Now we got to see what Mayweather's going to do, who he's going to fight. Will he take Pacquiao now after this? If he does, what's the payday going to be? I'm sure Pacquiao's still going to want his like a big payday. And based on my knowledge, I think the money is the reason why they didn't fight. What I'm hearing is that Mayweather and Pacquiao were supposed to fight, but Mayweather didn't want to split it 50-50 from what I hear. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot to that because, like, Mayweather is his own boss and makes his own decisions. Mayweather got his own production company and all that stuff. Like Mayweather got his own little thing going on over there. He's the boss. Like, that's the money Mayweather whole system over there. That's his. He own that. Whereas though Pacquiao has a boss. You know what I'm saying? And all the business decisions, to my knowledge, aren't made by Pacquiao. But I ain't gonna get too deep into that because I don't know enough about it to really make too many comments on it. I'm just going based on interviews and stuff like that. Yeah, so what y'all think? Do y'all think that this fight, that Pacquiao getting knocked out by Marquez, really affects the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight? Do you think it'll still have the same impact? Do you think they'll still get the same payday? Mayweather fans, are you disappointed about this, or are you glad to kind of shut up all the Pacquiao fans that's saying that Mayweather's scared? Pacquiao fans, I know y'all disappointed, but do you think the fight will still be a big fight, Pacquiao-Mayweather? Do you think Pacquiao can still pull it off? Do you think Pacquiao's washed up? Do you think Pacquiao should retire? Do you think that Pacquiao should fight Marquez again before thinking about Mayweather? Either one of them are getting no younger. They both getting up there in age. I think it'll be time for Mayweather to retire. I think he's a little older than Pacquiao, probably a little before Pacquiao. But then again, based on that knockout, who's to say that maybe Pacquiao should retire first? I mean, it's just so many questions to ask. But I do think that Mayweather is flirting with Father Time, and if he don't retire soon, he will end up getting that loss, and it will affect his legacy a little bit just because of the cockiness and arrogance and him always bragging about being undefeated. If he loses, it's going to affect that undefeated legacy. So I don't think Mayweather should continue to flirt with Father Time. I think he should maybe fight one or two more times and that's it. Call it a wrap. So how do y'all feel? Like, what's y'all opinions? I would definitely like to know. Feel free to comment. Definitely trying to hear people's opinions and try to see how everybody feel about it. Yeah, and that's pretty much what it is. So that's what it is, man. It's your boy Tay Real. As always, you can catch me on Twitter, TayReal2012. Talk about this discussion or any other discussion that as far as videos that I posted. And yeah, trying to see how y'all feel. And that's pretty much what it is. So feel free to comment, and definitely looking forward to hearing how people feel about this. Holla at your boy.